Welcome to Overtime with the Oregonian. I'm Jen Beyrle, joined by Mike Richman, and we're here to talk about Week 7 of the Oregon high school football season. And we're going to exclusively look at our game of the week. It's Sprague visiting Grant. Mike, you had the pleasure of going to Sprague yesterday. What did you see from them?
Well, the Olympians they've lost two straight. They started 4-0, and then they had two really tough games against West Salem and South Salem. They've dropped those back-to-back. Against West Salem, they really struggled, 61-14. But against South Salem, they made a change at quarterback, and they really hung with the Saxons, who are undefeated. They moved Austin Brown to start at quarterback for the first 5 weeks of the season, a senior. They moved him to wide receiver and brought up JV quarterback Justin Culpepper, and he played really well, had over 200 yards passing. Him and Austin Brown developed a connection, 125 yards receiving in the first half for Brown. They look like they really got things going. They ended up losing that game 54-49, but I think they got some momentum and realized that they can really hang with teams. And they have a tough test against a Grant team this week who has a lot of speed. You were out there last week. What can we expect from the Generals?
Yeah, Grant has a lot of confidence right now. Unlike Sprague, they're on a 4-game winning streak. They dropped their first two to Sherwood and Tigard, but since then they're doing really well. So Coach Lewis is actually really excited about this non-conference game against Sprague. He says that he's going to be able to learn how much his team has improved throughout this season. So that's one thing to look at. Grant, they have a really good running back in Michael Waters. He's rushed very well this season, and he might have to take a lot of carries this week with a lot of rain expected for Friday night's games. Their quarterback, Sam Davis, might miss the game on Friday with an injury. He came out last week, but his brother stepped in and played pretty well. So Coach Lewis is also pretty optimistic about both options there at quarterback. So Grant does have a lot of confidence in this game, but we'll learn a lot about the Generals this week. We want to know what you think about our game of the week, so use the hashtag OMG tweetdown to send us your game predictions for Sprague at Grant. Meanwhile, we already have one animal who has decided who they think will win this game. Check out Penny the Pug and their game prediction.
Penny will now choose the winner of our game of the week between Sprague and Grant. Okay, Penny, who's going to win? Penny has chosen Grant.
So it looks like Penny the Pug chose Grant there. We will definitely see on Friday. You'll also want to go to OregonLive.com on Friday to see our predictions and the rest of the OregonLive.com staff to see what game they picked. Alrighty, thanks for joining us this week. We will see you next week.